Are there any citizen comments on items not on the agenda? Welcome. I see you wore the red too.
Yeah.
The whole fam?
My name's Molly Gretzky. How ironic that we got to hear the officers swear to oath tonight to uphold Yorkville ordinances. And when you ask these guys to stand down and not enforce ordinances, you put them in a really awkward position. You force them to violate their oath, and that eats at their conscience, and they lose respect for you for putting them in that position. I'd like to reiterate that if we do not uphold law, we do not have a country. If PINZ can continue to have drag shows, then why can't Sammy Hall be on the ballot? If the letter of the law applies to Sammy, and it should, then it should also apply to PINZ and everyone else in this town. Logic, reason, and procedure can't be thrown out the window just because someone screams bigot. Nobody's bigoted. We just need to keep our heads on straight and apply the law. In May 2022, patrons of PINZ were openly allowed to fondle the breast of a performer making their way to the stage. Instead of calling the police, video was uploaded to the PINZ Facebook page to advertise the activity. In December 2022, just a few weeks ago, one of the PINZ performers instructed the audience, and I quote, "Tip the queens, have some fun, take out your singles, fives, and 20s and throw it in our faces, and we'll throw something in your face. Either right here," I usually say in the alley, but it's probably going to be in my car, it's a lot warmer. I'm going to repeat that because it's kind of an awkward quote. Quote, "Tip the queens, have some fun, take out your singles, fives, and 20s and throw it in our faces, and we'll throw something in your face. Either right here," I usually say in the alley, but it's probably going to be in my car, that's a lot warmer. Video containing this statement was also uploaded to the PINZ Facebook page. There can be no argument made that these entertainers are artists if PINZ is going to allow them to be treated like sex workers and allow them to solicit themselves from the stage like sex workers. When artists get their breasts fondled, the police are called. When adult entertainers get their breasts fondled, it's business as usual. Artists also don't throw things in your face in the alleyway for tips. We need to uphold the definition of male-female impersonation as adult entertainment until such time that discussions can take place about changing it. We can't just rip it out of the adult entertainment category. Now it's completely unregulated. There's a process for this, but you all know that. You've been through it many times, and I think you actually just enumerated it tonight when you were talking about the roadside parking. I've spoken to several of you who want the ordinances upheld, but tell me that enforcement power belongs to Mayor Purcell, and you're absolutely right. Mayor Purcell, it's insulting to the legislature, the ones painstakingly discussing the best paths for this community, for you to cast aside their legislation. I ask you to have some respect for their insight, for their efforts, and for the authority given to them by the people of this community. I ask you to have some respect for the men who came before them, the time that they took to form committees, assess risk, and pass ordinances to help secure the future for Yorkville that everybody wanted. I'm going to run through some basic political science very quickly. In America, we have balanced governments that consist of three branches. The legislative branch, that's all the aldermen in this room who make law. The judicial branch, that's all the judges over on John Street who interpret the law. And the executive branch, that's you, Mayor Purcell, who is supposed to enforce the law. You are overstepping the judiciary by irresponsibly reinterpreting the law. That's not your job. You are overstepping the legislature by casting aside pertinent ordinances that they have been tasked with putting in place. Nullifying their work is also not your job. Your job as executor is to carry out and enforce the law. As I have said from the very beginning, you aren't doing your job, and you are making it very difficult for everyone else to do theirs. It is appropriate for our current ordinances to be upheld until the legislature has the opportunity to assess risk to the vulnerable groups within the community and put appropriate ordinances in place to mitigate that risk, should they decide to change the existing law at all. Please respect the structure of our government and the roles that everyone plays within that structure. Please follow the documented procedure for upholding or amending ordinances. These are not unreasonable requests. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? I would just like to clarify one thing, that there were men and women who came before and set rules. Not just men. Let's not go down that route. There's men and women who participate in this government. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was at the Plano City Council meeting last evening and had two observations that would illustrate to you something I think is really important. One man who was the head of the building committee, as he was giving his report for 2022, said that there were too many fines that they had to give out to the citizenry of Plano. So they decided to do something about it. He said he thought it would be important to educate and inform the people of Plano, and that they wanted to do this with kindness and compassion, and that they even went door to door so they could have face-to-face encounters to help people not break code so they wouldn't have to be fined. And I was hugely impressed with the heart of this man and this committee, that they're looking out for the people to try to help them not break code, because they didn't want the people to have to pay a fine. The point is, that's exactly what Jesus Christ did 2,023 years ago. And if I just want to remind you, we just passed a new year. It's 2023. That signifies something very impacting that happened 2,023 years ago that our whole calendar is subject of. Jesus Christ came. The point is, he came to give us a face-to-face encounter with God and say, these are the rules of the kingdom. These are the codes of the kingdom. God is the ultimate government authority on the earth, and I'm here to help you not break them. I'm here to tell you what are the rules, and I'm here to help you not pay the fine. Because when you're talking about eternal things, the fine is hell. And Jesus Christ didn't want us to have to pay that fine. So he said, here are the rules, and you can read the Bible and find the rules. The other thing that happened, and that applies to this issue, but the other thing that happened yesterday was a citizen got up, and she had a real complaint that she had a new neighbor, and the new neighbor was not tending to their trash at that home. And the trash had been piling up for months. It was getting to the place where it was pushing in the fence between the two yards. It's going to be into this woman's yard soon. Besides the fact that it was unsightly and unhealthy, the new people that weren't tending to their trash well had big dogs, and this lady had a little dog. And she's very concerned if the fence went down, what the big dogs would do to the little dog. And I'm here to say that drag queen activity, not the people, but the activity is trash. And as it encroaches upon the lives of the upright and their children, who knows what those big dogs are going to do to those children? And that is the concern, that we not abuse children in this discussion. Again, 2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ came to say, I can break you out of doing the trashy things. He said, I didn't come to condemn the world. I came to rescue the world. But you've got to love the light more than the darkness. You've got to follow me, not the trash. And then I just wanted to list off some changes that have been made in civilization since Jesus Christ came to the earth 2,023 years ago. Number one, prior to the modern era, which started when Jesus Christ came, they burned babies on metal items. It's called child sacrifice. And Wikipedia says that that went out as the teachings of Jesus Christ came in. Another thing that changed because of what Jesus Christ said was the gladiator shows. It was the Christian influence that stopped the mauling and slaughtering of humans for entertainment. That was Jesus Christ, the changes that he made. Another thing listed in Google was the low status of women. You're very careful to say that women are equal. Yeah, guess who changed that? Jesus Christ. Prior to his coming to the earth, women were considered property. They weren't given good education. They weren't allowed to speak in public. Guess what else happened when Jesus Christ came to tell us, hey, these are the codes of heaven. I don't want you to break them because I don't want you to pay the fine, which is hell. One of those things he changed was that people used to abandon unwanted babies. If the baby was infirm or plainly just unwanted, or sometimes a female, they would leave the baby for the elements of nature or the wild animals to consume. And guess what else is in that same list of atrocities which changed when Jesus Christ came to the earth? Sexual promiscuity, immoral depravity, homosexuality, men with children, etc. This is in the same ballpark of things that were of the ancient world that we, thanks to somebody who came to say these are breaking the code, these are worthy of fine, but I'm going to help you out of them. The sexual perversion is right in that same list. So again, I just wanted to share with you that Jesus Christ said, I'm the light of the world. If you follow me, you don't have to walk in darkness. In fact, I came to overpower that pull towards darkness. So you all have an opportunity to be free of it. But yeah, I want to just mention this one thing, that when Jesus taught about the fine that people would have to pay, it was not only for people who do the wrong, but it's people who cause the wrong. And I think that that is what Molly has been trying to point out, is that I'm sorry to say that you're responsible if you cause the wrong. So we're not here to hate anybody, and I also want to make that point, that the people from Plano who went door to door to help others not have to pay a fine by not breaking the code. If I take up that cause and tell my neighbor the code, am I a bigot or am I helping my neighbor so they don't have to pay the fine? So there's something to say about people that care and just speak the truth so that others can be warned. And so I just want to present that to you at the beginning of this new year, 2023, 2023 years ago, somebody came to make a difference, and he can help you. Thank you, amen. Bye.